Hello, everybody. Welcome back to ASMR Robinhood Part 16. The day's date is July 29th, 2020, and it is Wednesday. And it is 6:30, and we're in the aftermarket. I've had a hectic week so far. Let me just, let me show this. So, a hectic week so far, looks promising, and then it completely craps the bed. But, you know, I'm surprisingly still up, even though I just been falling downhill. But it seems to be on the path of recovery. If things are going down, then I might be able to recover. So what might recover is I have a Netflix put of 480. Surprisingly, they haven't been going up past the 500 mark since their earnings, which is nuts. But it's whatever. Apple surprisingly is on a fast track to recovery. Would I say fast track? No, they move as slow as a worm, but they're definitely coming back. But they recently had something in the news, and I'm definitely do not want to talk about it. And anybody can look up this information. But this is just where I'm at for my portfolio, and so far a lot of things are still red. It is still red. I'm just as surprised. I thought we were going in recovery, but I guess we're just at that peak of, all right, people aren't going to get their $600 extra from unemployment. Things are changing up. We're promised a stimulus check, and it is so in the air that I don't even like reporting on that because it's just so random. I got an AMD put, which I got this one Monday. I went bear on AMD, like right here. I was like, yup, AMD is coming down, 69, nice. And it looked like it too, just before earnings. And then they actually did good. Congrats on the earnings. It doesn't showcase here for whatever reason, but apparently they did well on earnings. But how long will that last? Let me just go right back to my portfolio. Square, so far, Square, I would definitely like to see it hit its earnings, and it should, because it's been nothing but on a tear going up. I'm not going to go into that because I don't want to jinx it, because apparently I've jinxed it for the past 2 weeks. I did not like that. Space, I bought more puts because I just made a video about it, and yes sir, it is finally coming back down to earth. Oh boy. And I got just around earnings time and after earnings, and I'm trying to sell them. I am trying. I'm putting placements out, but there's just nothing going through. But I digress. I got DraftKings still. DraftKings, I hear that sports are coming back like the beginning of August. Like, I feel like August is ramping up to be good, but at the same time bad, because we're having way more cases of COVID, and that's nuts. But it's at the same time, it's human nature to go against what you're told. But it's whatever. That's been going on forever. It's not going to change now. It's not going to change later. People are always going to have something. They're always going to have a stick up their butt about something, no matter how menial or how helpful it is. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm moving on, because this is complain time. This is me venting. But I'm not going to vent as much, even though there's a lot to vent about. But I have a long time for stuff. Oh yeah, I've also have put a lot of calls in gold and silver. And let's see. Nothing. Oh yeah, I did get some calls on Intel here because Intel took a massive swing. They took like a crazy swing that AMD and Intel could not be on the same page. How was that possible? They're like literally the same thing. One went way up, one went way down. They went from 60 to right now 48 in the end of a Wednesday. They're gonna recover. There's absolutely no way. And KODAK, you know what? Since I'm already, I am in excited mode. So KODAK, how does KODAK literally for years, I mean years, be known for pictures and be known for being a camera company? Like, what is that? What? Who? Who is doing this? But then we got out of nowhere. It was down, and then they pulled out the biggest. Hey, we're gonna start our own vaccines. Hello, who are you people that all of a sudden, like, their earnings are gonna go down? There can't be a way for KODAK to just pull this out and expect earnings to be great. I'm going to be depositing a couple extra dollars, and I'm going to be putting a lot of puts on KODAK. You know, if they jump up to $40, I'm jumping on them puts because there's no way. So next week is their earnings. How can you have an entire year? Actually, let me go this way. The entire year be less than $5. Literally something less than $5. All of a sudden jumped to $32. It was actually $50 at one point. Like, who are you people? I want to rip my shirt. Trying to figure out, how do you do this? How is this not the biggest pump and dump scheme ever? Man, I don't even want to talk about KODAK because that is absurd. I am moving on. Talked about Intel, more gold stocks, Smile Direct Club, Smile Direct Club. Yeah, this is just something. You know, if they go up, Microsoft. You know, if Microsoft ever wants to stop fiddling our diddles at 200, maybe they can go up. Spy's been doing pretty good. Hey, look at that! My solar panel puts are somehow green. Isn't that weird? Even though it's a $7 put, and they're like in the $20 mark, that is insane. One thing that I also completely purged a lot of my green stocks because I was kind of like in liquidate mode, just to trying to get some tendies to feed my gambling addiction. ICD is down a little bit. You know, out of all the stocks too, if KODAK was able to jump up as much as it did, I don't even want to imagine what ICD is gonna do in September. Like, September seems to be its jumping point where it goes way over, and I'm gonna be there when it does. Mark it. And then a couple other things. Genius, they're gonna come back. Some more dividend stocks that I've purchased just in case of emergencies, pretty much. So I'll let these stocks ride out, and then I'll go, hey, I'll sell them later. You know, just in case I go under 20,000 again. That was incredible. I can't believe I was so close to reaching my 40 grand mark, and then it completely just hit the fan. But I'll get there eventually. I was there in a year anyway. And then, oh yeah, I made a whole new portfolio called heavy metal. That doesn't mean anything. It's just pretty much metals, gold and silver. Crypto, you know, Bitcoin. How do you do that? How does Bitcoin jump 2 grand? But I don't really have a whole lot of evidence. A lot of this evidence is skewed across many platforms, and you know, a lot of people aren't reliable sources. I'm certainly not a reliable source. I'm just a benchmark or a bulletin point of, hey, these things are at a cheaper price, or hey, it's not a good idea to buy it at this price. You know, maybe Square looks great for some people right now, but it may also look like a nice, healthy fish to be eaten by the bears. You know, it may be a red cape for bulls, and these analogies will not stop. I have a lot of it, and you know, I'm definitely return. That's my daughter. She's cute. But on that note, I'm going to be ending it here. Thank you everyone for watching, for listening, for, you know, if you get anything out of this, that's great. If you don't, I don't mind either. You know, I'm not there as a big investment channel yet, but I would definitely keep making more of these videos. And yet again, thank you everybody. Take care.